Today I'm sharing with you my Make 9 plans or lack thereof, and I've named them my relaxed knit crushes. And I'm just gonna touch on the topic of planning and why it might not be for me that much. So stay tuned. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina. This is Lifting Pins and Needles, a channel all about sewing, limitless sewing. And today I have a little bit of a chatty video for you. If you've been noticing, most of your favorite sewing channels on the YouTube sewing community have been producing videos revolving around planning and resolutions and goals, and a lot about the Make 9 sewing challenge that runs every year. It's very popular, not just on YouTube but also on Instagram and bloggers, and it's just a way that people find 9 projects they want to accomplish during the year. I have failed miserably twice. I've made videos starting 2018. I had my 9 plans there. I managed to sew 4 of those, so 4 out of 9. And I did go over why I changed interests, why what I thought I wanted to do at the beginning of the year had nothing to do with what I wanted to achieve during the year. Last year I made another attempt and made some sort of plan at the beginning of the year and shared that in another video. Shared 9 plans there and why I thought I was interested in them. And yeah, last year was even worse because I only made 2 of the 9 items that I had put there. So I thought, you know, this year I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna go there. And then after thinking about it for a while, this is gonna be my last attempt, 2020, and I've changed my approach completely to the way I was choosing these 9 projects. In the past, I was choosing mainly challenging projects I thought would motivate me to complete during the year. I don't get motivated like that. That's not how I work. It's not how my brain works. And this year my approach will be relaxed sewing. All of us have times when our creativity is not at its highest, or our energy levels, or we're just tired, or life gets in the way and there's just not that much time to do the sewing that we want to do. So I've named my Make 9 this year my relaxed knit crushes. That means that all the patterns that I have chosen this year are designed to be made with knit fabric. The level of complexity is a bit lower, I would say, except for 1 or 2 maybe, that even though they're for knit fabrics, they are sort of a bit up there in the complexity, but they are projects I have wanted to make, so they're in there. Mainly I want to have these as a backup for when I need a palette cleanser, when I've been doing things that are a bit challenging, that I feel overwhelmed with or tired with, and sometimes my body is just aching from sewing and I need to take a few days off and ease my way in with an easy project that will just take a little bit, not that long compared to others that I do. You know, I don't hold back, and I am constantly making things that are not hard but maybe lengthy and that take a lot of extra steps in order to get the results that I like, that I'm happy with, you know. I'm just gonna go over these patterns with you. Maybe you have them, maybe you've heard of them, or maybe you haven't. I do have them and I do want to make them. Number 1 is the Fulton sweater blazer, and this is by Alina & Co. My friend Vivian from Stitches and Seams, she made 3 of these at the beginning of last year, and I really like that collar and the style and how simple it looked. She made hers out of Ponte, and I think it's a perfect fabric, and I just really like how simple it is, and it's one of the projects that I am really excited about. The second is a Lapis Blazer, and this is from Itch to Stitch. Now this is the pattern I was saying that is not an easy make. Not that it's hard, you know, but it does have its, you know, features. It's got welt pockets, it's got collar, you know, it's got its little things. If you look at the line art here, you will see that it's not just like a simple cardigan sort of thing. There are lots of steps in order to accomplish this pattern in a nice manner, and I don't want to skip the steps. I really like all the features of this pattern, and I'm really excited to get this one done because I bought the pattern at the beginning of last year, still haven't gotten around to it. But I do really want to make it and I do love it. I love the fact that it's got cup sizes, so I'm hoping those princess seams are going to give me a good fit as well. Number 3 is a really popular pattern, and it's been growing on me after years, I suppose, of looking at them and thinking, no, that's not for me, and then thinking, yeah, it might suit me. Why not? It's a Kilo wrap dress from Named Patterns. I have the pattern. I actually have 2 or 3 of my fabrics in mind. I don't want to make a long version. I don't want to add the sleeves. There is the sleeve add-on also on this pattern. I just want it sleeveless and I want it above the knee. It uses less fabric and also it's more my style. So that is a simple, easy project I plan to make this year. Number 4 is the Washington dress from Cashmerette, and I got this pattern last year in the Black Friday sales, and I think it would be a sort of simple dress to make. It's got a mix of knit and wovens in there that I really like. Knit bodice with a woven skirt and like a yoke in the center that can be made out of a stretch woven. So I think it'll be a fun project to mix fabrics and use up scraps, and I'm looking forward to making that one. Number 5 is the Power Bra by Green Style Creations. I got this pattern last year. I even have it cut out and ready to be sewn, and I just didn't get around to it before my trip, but I was planning to make it before the end of last year, didn't get around to it. So it's slash make 9 slash UFO, but I would consider it a relaxed knit sewing project. Now my aim with these types of bras is just to have a bra to go to the gym with, maybe to go walking in or cycling. I'm not expecting miracles from any type of bra I would make in the future in terms of support. I do have specialized bras for that I use for running. I think I could not equate the quality of the ready-to-wear specialty running bras I have that really hold the bust in place and make it not move a single bit when you're running. So it is an issue when you've got a larger bust. I don't think I'd want to go and try and make a bra that's like gonna hold them really well, because I don't really think it's possible with the materials that I have on hand, you know? Last year I already made the Tessa sheath dress from Love Notions. I made it in like a hack with another skirt and overlap buttons. I really want to have some fun with color blocking. I think when I do whatever I want, just draw lines on a dress and add seam allowance and create the look that I want. I think that is really fun and is what relaxed sewing is for me. And yeah, I've put that back on the list because I want to make a really cool color blocked one. I've got so many inspiration from ready to wear in my head, and yeah, I'm excited for that one. Number 7 is the Dora skirt from Misusu Patterns. Now this is a pattern company that's relatively new to me. I got to know them through a free pattern they have for kids. It's a t-shirt. I made some for my nieces last year. That's how I got to know this pattern company. They also have some patterns for women, and I think this skirt designed for knit fabrics can be super flattering with those design lines and features the shape of that waistband. And I like that it's a pencil skirt, a fitted skirt with lots of options. And yeah, I got the pattern when it was released last year, and I really want to get around to making it. I do have some really good knits for this that are more like activewear style that I think are gonna make this pattern amazing and one that I would want to wear a lot. Number 8 is the Lodi top from Style Ark, and I just love those little pleats there, that like drapey thing on the side and those design lines. Also good for color blocking and stash busting, and it looks like such a simple make, the type that won't take you much time at all. I also got this pattern on a sale and I'm excited about it. And the last one is the Tia dress from Style Ark. It's like a wrap dress, but a simple type with a sort of straight skirt, and on the fashion design like line out there is a stripy one there, and I actually have the perfect fabric that looks just like that, and I want to make a stripy version just like that. So those are my 9 knit crushes, my relaxed make 9 for 2020. We shall see if I get more than 4 done, but I'm not hard on myself. I don't consider these failed plans because, you know, I wanted to talk about this because planning really doesn't excite everyone and doesn't really work for everyone. I think I'm the type of person that thinks that telling people what your plans are puts unnecessary pressure. I have made a few sewing plan videos, only a few on the channel. If you look past, there's not one every month, or, you know, there'll probably be 2 or 3 of those a year. And it's mainly to show you fabric and what I would pair it with, but they aren't specific plans or I'm actually going to make that. I'm just giving you ideas on things I would do if I was inspired on that moment, you know. I have told my close family members that maybe I enjoyed sewing a little bit more before being online, before having an online presence, because there was actually no pressure. I was just totally free and I was just sewing to my heart's content, however much I wanted or however little I wanted, and taking breaks when my body needed it, or when my mind needed it. Since having a channel and since being super committed from the get-go to have constant content pouring into the channel, you know, I have put some pressure on myself, and I have fallen into that trap of over planning and just stressing out and setting unnecessary deadlines for myself. I mean, who is really controlling that I finish this and this and this by that date? You know, there are a few deadlines in life, and in my sewing life there might be a few with pattern tests, but I am not like a full-on pattern tester. I'm not pattern testing every week. You know, I only do that with 2 pattern companies. So I find those deadlines fun. They take me out of what I'm doing and give me that spontaneity. These testing calls come out of the blue, you know, and it just shakes me up, and I like that. I think having a really rigid plan is a thing that might make me sad, and it has made me sad in the past. I am a super creative person. I don't really think creativity can be controlled or dosed or planned, and it happens when it happens. It happens at night, it happens in the street, it happens when I see someone walking with a garment that has a detail that I love. You know, it happens at any point of time. Creativity, when it happens to come to life in a garment and me making it and having that inspiration and producing a video and sharing it with you, that is what really sparks my joy. Not having rigid plans, setting a list and going tick, tick, tick and making them all come to life just because I've told people I want to make them. Because things change, interests change, and I think as creative people we have the right to change our mind. Sometimes I've paired a pattern to a fabric and I've said I'm gonna make this pattern with this fabric, and then I end up making it with another fabric or using that fabric for another pattern, and it's something that's super difficult to explain the process of how these things are paired. Sometimes I've even got pattern pieces laid on fabric and I'm like, no, not feeling it, and I just take them out and do something else. So that is the way I am. I am not great at setting rigid plans, and I don't think I want to. I don't think it suits me or my personality, and I don't really think it should be expected from everyone. I think everyone should be able to enjoy what they do in their own way, and that's what I do. Now, there are times, of course, when I'm at a loss to what to do. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I rarely feel like I don't want to sew. I always want to sew. I just sometimes don't know what to sew. And I look in my stash and I'm just really uninspired. And that doesn't mean that if I'm going through a process of lack of creativity, doesn't mean that I'm not going to get anything done. That does not equate to low productivity for me. It just means that I will do something that doesn't take much thought, finish some UFOs, I'll make a bunch of bias tape, or I can resort to these make 9 plans, because that is what I thought them up for these times. When I'm not really sure what to do, I have a list there of neat patterns I really love and the projects I'm going to enjoy and that are going to inspire me to keep sewing, and at some point I'll have a spark again. I do have a sewing channel focused on showing how to do things, how I do things, different ways to see different techniques. So it's not that I can't not plan anything at all. I can't just be all free like that. So my approach is mixed. I do a bit of partial planning. I'm always thinking of ways I can share sewing techniques in a way that's fun, innovative, and enjoyable for you to watch. So it's not like I can just not plan at all. I do need to have some plans, but they aren't rigid, and I have a loose plan of my month, the next 2 months. I do have some dates that are very flexible. That's why I've never committed to specific days of the week. I have committed to several videos a week, but they can be on any days of the week. And you know, I leave lots of blanks in there for when I just feel inspired and think this is what I really want to share, and I think this is lacking in the channel. Sometimes I get comments asking questions and I think, yep, it's a good idea, I should make a video about that. So I'm not rigid, I'm just partially planning a little bit here and there, but I'm not setting those in stone, and I rarely share that with you. If you want to see a video discussing this topic much more in depth and in a way better form than I have, go out and check Kristen. She's a lovely vlogger from Melbourne, Australia. She makes amazing videos and I've been really enjoying her content. She recently made a video discussing why planning isn't for everyone, and every word she said resonated with me a lot. So if you want to see more about this topic and why not everyone needs to plan or enjoys the process, head over there and watch her video. I will link it down below, and go and check out her channel. It's amazing. Tell me what you do in your own sewing. Do you plan? Do you see the holes in your wardrobe that you want to fix? And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a wardrobe plan, you know. I just want to make stuff that I feel inspired by. I'm a sucker for fabric and print, and sometimes this fabric just inspires me, and whether it goes with anything in my wardrobe, I really don't think about that. I am in all the freedom mode, you know, and I'm really enjoying it like that. I hope you enjoyed this video, a little bit different. Tell me what you think, and I will see you very soon. Bye!